Okay, so you're here because you want to stay ahead of the curve, understand what's really moving the needle in the digital world.
Definitely.
And today, we're diving straight into something pretty big for Pi Network, this new partnership they've announced with Chainlink.
Yeah, this is definitely a noteworthy development.
Absolutely. It feels like one of those moves that could, genuinely shape the future path for Pi.
I agree. For anyone holding Pi or even just watching the project, this collaboration is a signal, a crucial step forward, really.
Now, I bet the first thing popping into a lot of Pi users' heads is, okay, does this mean I can finally, go buy my groceries with Pi tomorrow?
Hey, yeah, that's the immediate question, isn't it?
Right. And well, while that kind of direct everyday exchange isn't happening right now, we're still in the enclosed mainnet phase. Remember, this partnership is building towards something much more fundamental.
Exactly. It's about the foundations. Think of Pi Network, as some sources mention, like this growing digital city.
A digital city. I like that. And it's populated by these very active African pioneers, right? A strong
A
community.
very strong community core. But like any city, for it to really connect outwards to function with the real world.
It needs reliable info. It needs data, doesn't it?
Precisely.
I mean, think about it practically. If you wanted to use Pi at, say, a local market in Lagos or Nairobi, you need to know the actual current price of maize, right, in Naira or shillings.
Absolutely. That real-time conversion.
So how do you get that kind of trusted real-world price data into the Pi system safely?
And, well, that is exactly the problem Chainlink solves. That's where it fits in.
Okay, so let's break it down. What is Chainlink? For someone who's maybe heard the name but isn't sure.
Right. So Chainlink, in simple terms, is like a service. It lets blockchains securely grab or connect to real-world data, data that exists outside the blockchain itself.
Outside the digital city walls, sticking with that analogy.
Perfect analogy. And critically, it doesn't just rely on one single source, which could be wrong or manipulated. It uses a decentralized network,
Decentralized
meaning lots of independent reporters, or oracles as they're called. They all fetch and verify the data. So if one gets it wrong, the others keep it accurate. It makes the whole thing really secure and tamper resistant.
Okay, so it's like a crowdsourced truth mechanism for data.
That's a great way to put it. A crowdsourced truth mechanism, yeah.
And just to be clear, this isn't another crypto you need to start mining, is it?
No, definitely not. Chainlink isn't the currency itself, it's the infrastructure, the pipes, you could say, that deliver the data to blockchains,
Yeah.
like Pi's Feature Open Network.
Ah, okay. Like a super secure, decentralized data courier service.
Exactly. Specifically built for this job, getting reliable external data onto a blockchain.
Got it. That makes sense. So then the big question, why is this specific partnership, Pi and Chainlink, so important? Why should people care about the potential future value of Pi?
Well, it all comes down to utility, real-world use. For PiCoin to have, lasting value, people need to be able to do things with it, practical things.
More than just holding it.
Much more. And for developers to build those useful applications, dApps on Pi, they need that reliable real-world data we just talked about. Chainlink provides that bridge.
Without it, they're kind of flying blind.
Completely. Imagine trying to build a weather app, but you have no way to get actual weather forecasts.
Right, useless.
Exactly. Chainlink is like the weather service feed in that scenario. It enables developers on Pi to create much smarter, much more practical applications because they can trust the incoming data.
Okay, that clicks. Can you give us some real-world examples, especially thinking about Africa, where Pi has such a massive user base? How might this actually look?
Oh, absolutely. There are some really compelling possibilities. Take agriculture, which is vital in so many regions. Imagine a crop insurance dApp built on Pi. Using Chainlink, it could automatically verify, say, rainfall levels or drought conditions from trusted weather data sources. If a verified drought hits, the smart contract could automatically pay out insurance claims in Pi directly to the affected farmers.
Wow. Okay, that's tangible. No middlemen, just data triggering a payout.
Precisely. Real, tangible benefits tied to real-world events verified by Chainlink. Or think about marketplaces.
Yeah.
Local marketplaces using Pi. Prices for goods, maybe artisan crafts or farm produce, could automatically update based on real-time exchange rates between Pi and the local currency, like the Kwanzaa or the CD.
Ah, so you always know the fair price in Pi.
Exactly. Chainlink provides those verified real-time exchange rates. It makes using Pi for actual commerce much smoother, much more transparent.
That removes a big friction point, definitely. Any others?
Well, supply chains are another huge one. Imagine tracking, say, vital medicines moving across the continent.
Okay, yeah, that's critical.
Chainlink could provide secure, verifiable updates on the shipment's location, maybe even its temperature if it's sensitive. Then, once delivery is confirmed by the data, payment in Pi could be automatically released.
Building trust and efficiency into the system using data.
You got it. Accountability, quality control, all powered by verified data and settled potentially with Pi.
These examples really help visualize it. It's taking Pi from just being this digital thing you mine on your phone and potentially weaving it into the fabric of, like, actual economic activity.
That's the goal. That's the potential utility Chainlink helps unlock.
So connecting the dots. If these kinds of useful applications start to emerge and gain traction, what does that mean for Pi's value? The question everyone asks.
It boils down to basic economics, really. If something becomes more useful, more people want it.
Supply and demand.
Exactly. Increased utility drives increased demand. If businesses and individuals find real, practical uses for Pi through these Chainlink-powered dApps, or even just for simpler transactions made easier by verified data, well, the demand for Pi coin itself is likely to go up.
And higher demand generally means potential for higher value.
Over time, yes, that's the principle. More utility, more demand, potentially more value.
So this partnership isn't about flipping a switch for instant riches tomorrow.
Not at all.
It's more like laying the groundwork,
Right.
pouring the concrete for future growth.
Precisely. Think back to our digital city. This is like installing the essential infrastructure, the reliable data pipes, the electricity grid, the plumbing. It makes the whole city more functional, more livable, and ultimately more valuable in the long run.
Okay. So maybe the focus for pioneers needs to shift a bit. Less when moon or when big money,
Yeah.
and more towards when real-world solutions. Like, what problems can Pi actually help solve now, especially with tools like Chainlink?
That's a really insightful way to frame it. The emphasis shifts to building things, solving problems, particularly in contexts like Africa, where mobile tech is so central. Pi's community is there, the mobile platform is there. Chainlink adds a crucial missing piece for functionality.
It's a long-game strategy.
Definitely a long game. Building real value takes time.
Okay, so let's pull this together. The Pi Network and Chainlink partnership. The key takeaway is it's about securely plugging trusted real-world data into the Pi ecosystem.
Yep, that's the core.
And that empowers developers to build more useful, more innovative apps, which could then drive up demand for Pi coin and contribute to its future value down the road.
It's constructing those vital bridges, like you said, between the digital currency and our actual physical reality.
Making it functional, not just speculative.
Exactly, a working part of a future digital economy.
All right. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with something to really mull over.
Okay.
We've talked a lot about the technology, how Chainlink adds this crucial utility layer. That's one side of the coin. But the other side is the Pi Network community itself. It's massive, it's incredibly active, especially across Africa.
Undeniably a huge asset.
So here's the question. Looking ahead, thinking about Pi's long-term value, particularly within the African context, which factor do you think will ultimately be more decisive? Will it be the technical utility, the stuff enabled by Chainlink and future tech partnerships, or will it be the sheer power, the engagement, the network effect of that huge Pi community? Technology or community strength?
That is a fascinating question, because they're both so intertwined, aren't they? The tech enables the community to do more, but the community is what gives the tech purpose and scale.
Exactly. Which one carries more weight in the long run? It's a tough one.
It really highlights that tension, that dynamic between the infrastructure and the people using it. Both are absolutely critical, especially in a decentralized project.
Definitely food for thought. And we genuinely want to know what you think. Head over to the Pi Network Africa community on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter.
Share your perspective.
Yeah, let us know, tech or community. Which is the bigger driver for Pi's future in Africa? The link is right there in the description below.
And please, for more conversations like this, for tutorials, for all the latest updates specifically focused on Pi Network in Africa, do subscribe to the Pi Network Africa Community YouTube channel. Again, all the links you need are just below this discussion.
Absolutely. So keep mining, keep engaging with that amazing community, and keep believing in the project's potential. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive today.
Yeah.